Hello and welcome to the show. We're here with David Michaels. Can you tell us a little about Tom Clancy's Splinter Cell?
Oh, thanks for having me on the show. Well, my book is called Splinter Cell. It's written by me, David Michaels, and it stars a Splinter Cell named Sam Fisher, and it takes place in Iraq and Iran.
Please tell me more about the key characters and the setting of your novel.
Well, like I said, it stars the protagonist, whose name is Sam Fisher, and he's a Splinter Cell. But some of the antagonists in the book are the Shop, which is an illegal arms dealer, and a terrorist group called the Shadows.
And about the setting?
Well, like I said, it takes place in Iraq and Iran, and Fisher is trying to stop a terrorist organization and also to get rid of the Shadows.
We'll give you a random question here. How about approximately 10 plot points and details?
Whoa, caught me a little off guard there. Wasn't exactly prepared. But in no particular order, I'd say some of the key plot points are when Sarah, his daughter, gets kidnapped and held as hostage. That's very important. When Fisher meets a man named Bassarin, who turns out to be actually a terrorist. It's quite interesting. And early on in the book, Fisher beats up some terrorists, and they play a big role later on. Another one would be the intro to the Shop, because it lets you know what's going on with that group. And one of the bigger ones would probably have to be the introduction to Sam Fisher, how he's a Splinter Cell, because if they didn't have that, then you wouldn't really know what's going on.
Please, go on.
Well, if you insist. Another key point is towards the end when Fisher rescues his daughter. Another good one is when he breaks into the bank at night, the Swiss Russian bank, which some of the members of the Shop own. He finds out some vital information. When he investigates Bassarin's company, Adkabar Enterprises, because that's how he found out that he was actually a terrorist. And another one of the main ones is when he stops the Shadows by pretty much killing them all.
So, when you wrote this book, who is the planned audience to read the book?
Well, I'd say the target audience is young adults who enjoy action, fighting, and guns, and all that kind of stuff.
You have an interesting way of writing. Can you explain it a little bit to us?
Well, in my writing, I use a lot of onomatopoeias. For instance, when Fisher uses his silenced weapons, they make a pft sound, and I write it as PFFT, which explains it. I write in present tense, right? And I also write in first person as Sam Fisher.
So, what would you say your overall opinion about human nature is in the book?
Well, one aspect I emphasize about human nature is that Iran and Iraq, those Middle Eastern areas, are full of terrorism. And one of the quotes that goes along with it is, he's holding an AK-47 and staring right at us. Another theme that I emphasize is good versus evil, and how good always wins. And seeing Sam Fisher portrays good, and how he always gets away and, just beats all the terrorists and destroys their organizations. One of the quotes that works is, "The Shadows are finally destroyed."
We'd like to give a great round of applause for David Michaels for appearing on our show.